Hello everyone! Welcome to Shifters 101. I will be your teacher, Kitty Jones. So to start off, I should probably clarify what a shifter is. Shifters are aliens. We come from the planet Derezi, and the only shifters on Earth are my family and I. We shifters are a lot like what you humans call shapeshifters, except we have a larger range of abilities. There are only two different kinds of shapeshifters. Ones that can turn into people who already exist, and ones that can turn into animals that currently exist. Shifters can basically turn into any sentient being they want, even if it's made up. So, if I wanted to, I could turn into a unicorn or a dragon, which I have before and do quite often. As for our abilities, our cells are purely cosmetic, so we can't actually heal ourselves extremely fast like you'd think we could. We customize our cells so that they behave and look how we want, like if we want fur or scales, etc. But other than changing how we look, we can also use them as extensions of ourselves, which leads to all of our other abilities. Everything we do requires different amounts of energy, like most living creatures. Shifting, our main ability, requires a relatively small amount of energy. Larger forms require more energy as we have to make more cells, while smaller ones do not. Other than using their abilities to change how they look, they can actually manipulate the world around them. This is when we delve into abilities that require more energy. Besides using our energy for shifting, we can also use it to manipulate the world around us. We can push our energy outside of our body, an action that requires energy itself. Energy can be used to move and shape our environments, freeze time, jump realms, and even create life itself. Each of these abilities requires a lot of energy. Some basic info to know about them before we go into the technicalities of all their abilities. Shifters are born in litters of 2 to 5. I was born with a twin sister, and I have 3 older siblings. Our average ages range from 150 to 190 years old due to cell regeneration, but can be lengthened or shortened, but we still cannot be immortal. We are all born unisex and decide to choose our gender. Our genders are shown by a symbol that shows up on our body. We can choose where, and it usually matches the color of our eyes. We are generally not able to breed with any species outside of our planet because our genetic and magic properties are far too foreign from anyone here. Now I'm going to go over our abilities from least amount of energy used to most amount. Firstly, there's shaping our environment, or moving things. Our energy is basically used as an extension of our body, solidifying and acting as invisible limbs. This way we can move objects around us. We can also, to a degree, shift others, which is really just transferring our energy to someone else with an initial appearance in mind. This doesn't last though, because unless the other person is a shifter too, they will not be able to produce their own energy. But they can use the energy in different ways until they run out. Like, if they want to turn back into their normal form, they still have leftover energy that they can move things with or do whatever they want with. Thirdly, we can freeze time, which is... okay, well, we can't actually stop time, but what we actually do is completely freeze the movement of everything around us within a certain radius. But this is actually dangerous for both us and that area because it uses up a lot of energy for us, and if we run out of energy, we die. And just like with all wishy-washy, timey-wimey stuff, there's always going to be some sort of consequence with interfering with time. Fourthly, we can jump through realms. This is a very Kaya-specific thing, but basically we use our energy to pull all of our parts across universes. I will talk more about realms sometime in the future, but for now you don't really need to know about them. Lastly, we can create life, but this is not through reproduction, but more spawning a being out of thin air. Creating life is actually a skill, but in its most basic description, we create a being that's made purely of energy and their own custom cells, then cut the energy link between them. This of course requires the most amount of energy, but can be mimicked by making a puppet of their desired being/character. These puppets have no sentience and are always linked to the shifter. A real life has sentience and is cut off from the shifter. Both making and separating the character takes insane amounts of energy, and with little experience, the life form can turn out brain dead or screwed up in some way. Because of their large range of abilities, they are kind of dangerous to an extent, especially when they're upset. We are by default very empathetic and sensitive creatures, so hurting our feelings or making us feel guilty is a dangerous thing to do. If you want to go over all of this and read it for yourself, I do have a couple spreadsheets linked down in the description for you to read for yourself. They have all of our traits and abilities and pretty much anything you need to know about me. I do hope you enjoyed this video and learned something, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!